This is Vigilante, the hip-hopologist for reasonforrhymes.com and also yourblackworld.com. It's my pleasure to have the African Kid. Let people know what time it is, my brother.
Yeah, this is SELASI, the African Kid. I'm right here chilling with my man, the main man, Vigalantee. How you doing, my brother?
I'm chilling, my brother. Yeah, let's get into it, man. You got this this EP, Shades of Grey. But before we even get to the Shades of Grey EP, man, your travels to get to where you at, man. Can you just kind of let the audience who may be new to you know where you're from, why we call you the African Kid, and those travels to get you right now to the Shades of Grey?
Well, I'm SELASI, born and raised in Ghana. You know, like my mom was actually born in Nigeria, so it's like I have that Nigerian connection. But I lived in Ghana, and then I lived from there. I lived in Cameroon, Malawi, and it's like because of my dad was a computer analyst, so he moved a lot around Africa. So that got me moving around with him. So I've been to Nigeria, Malawi, Mozambique, South Africa, Cameroon, to Togo. It's like I've been in and out Africa. So I ended up getting influenced musically by all the different countries in Africa. So that's where that name came from. It's like that name was, I consider myself a product of Africa, not just a product of Ghana.
No doubt. Man, I'm looking at your body of work, man. I see Candy Burris. I see Keisha Cole, Akon, Nas, Jagged Edge, Ying Yang Twins, Rashida, Killer Mike, Rich Kid, Petey Pablo, Young Jock. Come on, man. So tell me how you grind, man. You grinding. I mean, God, what's up with that, man? Your pen is that strong, bro?
Well, the thing is, I consider myself like a utility man in the studio. So for me, coming up, I was like, okay, if I learn how to do one thing, it gives me an in. But if I learn how to do several things, it gives me multiple ins. So it's like when I come and get in the studio, I'm used as a producer, writer, engineer, mix engineer. So it's like it's like the Stanky Leg record. I didn't write on it, but I was a mix engineer on the Stanky Leg song. The Jagged Edge album, I didn't mix it, but I was the producer on it. So those are two extremes, you know.
That's dope. I mean, yeah, Pimp C. I see Pimp C on here. Bobby Valentino. I know that brother. So, bro, and then for you to land in Atlanta. You know, I got roots down in Georgia, man. So for you to land to Atlanta, so I mean, your travel, you are well traveled. To go from Africa to Atlanta is just enough. Man, it's definitely a long ways, man. Let's get into this heat that you got, man. Shades of Grey. Let the people know why you called it Shades of Grey.
Well, the reason for that name was because for me it's more of a musical description. And that's the colors that exist between the color white and the color black. Like you have so many different shades that exist, and for me, that's what my music represents. My music represents those shades that exist between the African sound and the Western sound. So it's like a blend, pretty much.
Definitely, man. I'm checking out, man. I'm still banging off Call the Police, man. Now you got to tell me the whole concept behind Call the Police, because when you see that title, you go boom. It's got to be dope. So when I pushed play, man, it was everything they advertised, man. But there's a little twist to it, though. Let people know about it. There's a little twist to it. You know, when you first hear it, people might think one thing, but it's definitely a banger.
Yeah, Call the Police is one of those hip-hop, reggae-inspired records. It's like it has that feel to it, you know. It kind of puts you in the mind of like a jam rock type record, and it's Call the Police. The title is kind of a little bit tricky because the song is actually talking about a girl, you know.
Exactly.
It's talking about a girl that in my description, I said she's stealing hearts, and that's why she called the police. Like she goes from man to man, and steals their heart. So that's the twist on it, and it's a strong record. It's gotten a lot of good response, and I've been really blessed,
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely strong, and is it a true story?
Well, no.
Because I'm a writer now. Sometimes we write what we go through.
Exactly, and I'm inspired. I'm inspired not just by what I go through, but what other people around me go through also. So it's now is it real life? Yeah. Did I go through it? Nope.
I does it definitely. So you the innocent bystander watching somebody get dead by this girl, so you telling them to call the police on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a good song, man. And it's definitely when people hear it, man, they're gonna jump on it, man. And I tell you what, I could have used this song a couple years ago, man. I need somebody to call the police because I had one steal my heart, man. Now that leads me right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying it's like a lot of people don't understand that sometimes men are the victims. Sometimes,
Yes, we are. Sometimes, especially when we let that heart out. Yep.
I know.
But then that leads me right to the song "Gone." What about that?
Gone is a record. It says is a song where you've been through it in a relationship, and it's
exactly.
like, you know what? She says she's done well. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Like, okay,
yeah.
I'm done. I've had it. So it's one of them songs where I mixed cultures on that record because
yes,
in Africa we have our own version of English. It's called Pidgin English. And
okay.
Kind of like Patois.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture. She says she know they love me no more. Which means she says she don't love me no more, and that's why she's gone. So it's just I mixed it a little bit in it, and it's crazy, real heavy on the 808.
Oh yeah, you just but see you in Georgia, so you got to have the 808. It's almost a must. You know what I'm saying? It's a must. Being from Georgia, man. I remember even back this maybe way before your time, man. It's a lot of bass music, man. Kilo and MC Shy-D back in the day. So you had bass in it. 808 does rock, especially in Atlanta.
Yes, if your song doesn't rattle the sub, people are not interested in it.
Heck nah, yeah, you best believe you better have some bass in there. You can get away everywhere else, but you're not gonna get away with it down south. The king of the the 808 bass music and all that good stuff. Also, man, I was telling you earlier, I definitely am feeling teared up. And Rocksteady was smooth too. By the way, Rocksteady sound like it. It's definitely club influence. Influence, and it's different type of club. You got the urban clubs, but then you got this club that can go broad. Not just in urban areas, but any area, man. It's definitely teared up, and Rocksteady definitely those songs that can definitely reach all genres. Even though your music on all songs are. Can read all genres, but those two specific, I can tell it can definitely rock, man. MTV all day.
Yeah. It's like on the Tear Up the Floor, I took an African sound called hip life. CNN did an article on the sound. It's
okay.
when it hit Europe, they considered it Afro pop or Afro beat. Now. CNN did an article on it talking about it as the wave of the new wave in African music. So I took that sound and I blended it with the extreme version, which is pop music here. So that's like a fusion, and it's I really didn't expect it to get the type of response it did because I was like, okay, I don't know what people will think about it. I don't know, because it was a mixture. But it just amazed me,
Yeah, because nowadays people are looking for something new anyway, bro. Everybody's doing the same recycled sound. It's refreshing. Like when I pushed it and listened to it, it was just refreshing, to hear that, man. Because the first song I heard was Gone. you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm feeling this, man. Then I just kept pushing, and everything was real smooth. It was a different sound, even though it's a sound like you say you're mixing different sounds, but it still got a originality to it. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely fits that title of how you're mixing different things in it. And you know, I check out your bars too, and you can rhyme. So you know, I'm definitely checking the bars out. You know, so. What would be your goal for Shades of Grey? Of course, everybody want to go platinum, but what do you want people to understand about what you do? Because you got a lot of big things on the horizon. Even with Candy down the road, you got some things going. You can speak on that too. But from a musical standpoint, because you are mixing these sounds in, and you're not forgetting your roots of Africa, even though you're in America, what do you think your sound can benefit the industry as well as benefit people from Africa to come across here and put out good music, and so that we in America can learn the different sounds that come from the original homeland?
Well, I'm trying to say, pretty much what I'm trying to say is, look, there's more to music than just the sounds we have over here. Because I feel we've worn out the sound from the rap scene, and it's like people are tired of, I don't want to say people are tired of rap, but people are tired of it's no creativity. It's like it's the same old over and over again. So it's like I'm saying, look, we can draw. Hip hop has drawn from reggae music. You got Nas and Damian Marley doing their thing. Hip hop has drawn from pop. Hip hop has drawn from soca music. Pitbull doing his thing real heavy. And I'm saying, look, there's another sound on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? This is where music started, arguably, with the talking drums and all the stuff. So it's like I'm just trying to expose the world to that genre of music, and hopefully people lend it an ear, because it's people initially people are scared when you talk about African music. I really don't know why, but it's like what I'm saying is that there's a way to commercialize it, you know,
exactly.
and still maintain its authenticity at the same time.
And that's the main thing you want to do. You don't want a bunch of cookie cutters. You look at the history of music, it's been like that. You know, even going way back to disco, you had original sound of disco, then you had these cookie cutter disco tracks that really basically help get that music out of there. You know what I'm saying? So also, and you know, like you said, you want people are tired of the same cookie cutter template of what a hip hop song do, because hip hop is so. To me, hip hop does not. Rap, put it this way, rap does not have a conformity. It could conform with any type of music. And I think people choose to do this one sound and not mix it up. So hearing your stuff, like you say, Nas and Marley getting together on some stuff was definitely refreshing. And hearing your stuff, mixing all that stuff in, because you're right, it do come from the homeland. That's a whole nother sound that really we're disconnected from Africa anyway. So to me, you stand for more than just putting this music out, man. You're a symbol of American dream as well as the African dream. You know, and I think that the more we get back into our culture, I think you're doing what you're doing will bring a lot of, see, this is what music can do. Music can bring people back to understanding, you know, the origin of things. And I think by you doing this, you know, with your music and they hearing these different sounds, I think there's going to be a refreshing, different thing to hear as opposed to hearing the same old cookie cutter template. So I think you got some here. I think that Shades of Grey is definitely something that I think people are going to like, and a lot of people may be surprised from it because they hear the African kid, you know, and people form their own stereotypes of what that means, you know. And but when they put it in their system, I think you're going to prove everything you need to prove, bro.
Yeah.
So
it's good because it's like when I like Candy's like my big sister, you know. So when she's like, you're always repping Africa, aren't you? And for me, it's not the fact that I always rep Africa. Is the fact that I want people to know. It's like there's a stigma with that word Africa over here. I don't know why. It's like sometimes I talk to certain people and I'm like, okay, have you ever been to Africa? And they're like, no, I don't want to go there. It's like, okay, it's like there's more. Actually, that continent is the richest continent on earth. And I'm not just talking about resources. I'm talking about musically, culturally. natural resources. I mean, it's just a rich continent. It's a rich, untapped continent, which I think people need to start paying attention to, you know.
I agree wholeheartedly. Plus, that's where we come from. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's time to go ahead and bridge that gap so we can really see the course of the dances. You look at some of the stuff, the dances. I'm in an area where it's definitely mixed with a lot of Africans, and I call them my brothers. We are brothers, and I think I think your whole mindset of what you're trying to do is off the chain, man. I think things going to be real good now. Before we get out of here, man, what about the Real Housewives of Atlanta? So how? Yeah. Now I'm thinking Candy got a show coming out or something like that.
Yeah, we got a show coming out. It's called Candy Factory, and that show actually got conceived through our work on the Housewives of Atlanta. Where we worked with Kim, the Tardy on the Tardy for the Party record. So after we did Tardy for the Party and we did the second record, Ring Don't Mean a Thing, and then I produced one on her to Google Me. After that, you know, we're like, you know what? If we can make her sound good, we can make anybody sound good. So we're like, you know what about if we did a show? What about if we did a show on that? You know, just taking anybody from the street, anybody who has dreams of wanting to be an artist, taking them and putting them in the studio and working on. So that's what we did, and it's crazy. We shot the pilot, and the pilot had 1.8 million viewers on the pilot.
Wow.
So,
yeah, they had to get you in. They had to get y'all in.
I know, right?
You know, hey, numbers don't lie. You know, we are in a numbers-driven society. So, man, I'm proud to hear from you, man. And like I say, I'm definitely enjoying the Shades of Grey album, man, and looking to see more from you, man. How can people get in touch with you to check out your music and the things you're doing, man?
Man, I'm on the social media, you know, SELASImusic.com on my website. My Twitter is SELASI Music. Twitter.com/SELASI Music. Facebook SELASI Music. Instagram SELASI Music. And my music is available on iTunes, eMusic, Amazon.com, Spotify, all the digital outlets. And the SELASI spelled SELASI. It's not the Ethiopian Selassie. It's just the name. It's SELASI. It actually means God has heard me. So I love the name.
That's a cool name. And then, you know, the African kid, if they can, I'm quite sure they will pop up on the meters, you know, on the social media too. You know, if you forget how to spell your name, but it's definitely SELASI. So, man, I'm glad to have you on. I'm looking to have you back, man. I look to call you again and talk to you some more. And I think Your Black World and Reason for Rhyme will, you know, will definitely get a kick out of this, man. So, any final words you want to say, my brother?
Man, I want people to tune in and go get it and listen to it. Like I feel before we even critique anything, we should at least lend it an ear. You know, so it's just, I think people would love it. It's a new sound and it's getting good responses. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. You know, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. I'm very appreciative of it.
Hey, man. No doubt, man. Stay that way, man. If you keep it humble, man, I think you're going to go far, man. And like I say, I thank Jackie O for doing her thing, you know, hooking this up, and also Maria. So this has been Vigalantee for ReasonForRhymes.com and also Your Black World. And we are